Gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing the BZ-75 or the BZ-75. Of course, the newest line in Blitz, the Chinese heavy tank line. So it is the second heavy tank line. The first one, of course, being the WZ-113, which is a good tank, very good tank, and it is all about DPM. What is this tank like compared to the other Chinese heavy tanks? So to be honest, straight off the bat, I enjoy this tank. I really do enjoy playing this tank. It has two guns. As you can see, I haven't got the second gun yet. So what is the difference even between each gun? So let's just research that. So let's go for the first gun. So in fact, one second. So yeah, so we'll talk about the stats first, and then we'll look at the tank. So turret armor, 240 millimeters of frontal armor, which is pretty decent, to be fair. There are, of course, weak points, and your whole armor is 180. You've got a DPM of 2,313 using the bigger gun. And that, of course, is the reload is 16.08. So yeah, quite low DPM, but a very good gun. Your penetration is 250 on this and 180 with HE. So basically, it is HESH. It is Chinese HESH, which you know how much I love HESH. It is absolutely amazing, and honestly, the replay that I actually play isn't with this gun. It is with the standard gun, because I want to try out both guns. So yeah, 180 with your HESH. So you're probably going to want to run it with calibrated shells, because that brings you to 198 HESH. So yeah, low DPM, but if you do manage to get that HESH out, you will up that DPM. So the damage is 620 on your AP, 780 on your expensive HESH, and 920 on your cheap HESH, but it's got less pen. So yeah, 920. If you can get that out, you want to be getting that out. Because yeah, 920, you're doing 300 damage more than your normal AP. So definitely worth trying to get some of that cheap HESH out. Aim time 4 seconds, dispersion 0.380. So yeah, of course, it's not going to be fantastic. And it does have 8 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Now, I don't mind the speed, to be fair. I think the speed is pretty decent. And the fact that it does have 2 guns, so if you don't like the HESH, you don't have to play the HESH. Simple. If you're not a HESH lover, then just play the standard gun, which is what we're pretty much going to play. And of course, with the standard gun, most of the stats does look better except for the damage. So aim time's better, 3.2, which I don't think is too bad. Your dispersion is better, 0.344. And of course, your damage per minute is better as well, at 2,458. Still is not as good as some tanks, but, you know, it's not too bad. Your reload is 11 seconds, just over 11 seconds. That's 6 seconds shorter on this gun. Your penetration 273, so again, your penetration goes up on your heat as well. So you do have 358 heat pen. However, your alpha does go down dramatically. I mean, 460 is still nice, but yeah, it's not the 600 plus that the other gun has got. And the same with the HE and the heat rounds. 390 on your heat and 600 on your HE. Again, the gun depression is still the same. So we're going to have one game. We are, again, going to use the standard gun, not the HESH gun that you can actually get, and actually what I will be playing with. So let's get straight into a battle. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you guys what gun to use, because there are going to be people out there that is not a lover of HESH, you know, that doesn't like things like the FE4202 or the Death Star or other tanks like that. So yeah, of course there are going to be people out there that's not a lover of that. There is going to be people that prefer the pen over the damage, and because the penetration is less on your HESH, it does sometimes make it very difficult. So yeah, I'm not going to sit there and say to you guys like, you need to play this gun. Of course, it can be more fun with the HESH gun because you're doing more damage. You know, you've got high alpha, and if you can get the cheap HESH and you could do 920 plus, of course you could do more than that because that's just the average. So you might even be able to do just over 1,000 damage with that tank or with that gun. Sorry. So all depends on your play style. So I'm not. It's up to you. I'm not going to decide for you. Personally, I will be playing the HESH gun because I enjoy HESH a lot more than I enjoy the standard round. But that's just me. You guys might not. So we're going to see what the armor's like. I mean, the armor's, to be honest, it isn't bad. It's not the best. But it's not the worst, you know. It is kind of average, and you can get bounces if you put your tank in the right position. If you come out sideways, yeah, you're going to get penetrated, no problem whatsoever. But I think it's a decent tank. For a new tank, you know, I do think it is a decent tank, and it is going to perform well. I can already see it performing well on the battlefield. I don't think it's OP, that's my opinion. I have played it, I've played both guns, I've tested it as well. And honestly, I don't think it is OP. It's a good tank, definitely, and I do think it is perfectly balanced. The armor's not too crazy. It is still good. The turret and the front plate are still decent. But yeah, it is easily dealt with. It's very easily dealt with, so not too bad at all. So here we have the AMX 50B chasing us. So of course we're going to run away, and this is where we do want that HESH, because we'll be able to penetrate this guy no problem whatsoever. And even to the side, we'd be able to penetrate him with the cheap HESH. But just unfortunately, we don't have HESH available, so we're just going to have to shoot him with a bit of HE instead. So at least we're still doing a little bit higher damage. Now, this guy's smart. I don't think he means to do what he does, but he gets me chasing him. He gets me chasing him, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realise there is a Death Star there. Luckily for now, we do manage to get away, but unfortunately, I'm trying to turn, and I don't manage to turn in time. So I do mess up there, and I paid the price, but I still managed to get 4.5k damage, and that was very easily doable. And again, if you're running it with the HESH rounds, you'll be able to pick up damage very, very quickly. You just got to get yourself the opportunity. So, of course, we haven't played any of the other tanks in this line. At the moment, we have only played this tank. So I will be playing the other tanks. I will be playing the tier 9, the tier 8s at least. And, of course, in due course, be making a video on them. But, yeah, I think well done, Wargaming. You know, it's definitely a tank worth grinding. I do think it is enjoyable, and you're going to do well. But it's, you know, it's nothing special. It is nothing special. It's not one of those. It's not one of those tanks where you think, you know, I have to get this tank. A lot of people will be playing it. A lot of people will be grinding it. That's just the case. That's just the way it happens. You know, when Wargaming bring in a new line, everyone uses their free XP to get the tier 10. That is just what everybody does on every update. So yeah, you're going to see it a lot. But I don't think it is anything too special. I just think it is a good tank, but nothing like that stands out to be absolutely amazing. But let me know your opinions on the new tanks. What do you feel? Have you played it, or have you come up against it? And what do you think the tank is like? Of course, maybe in the next couple of days, I'm sure we are going to have an OP replay. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of damage done in this tank with the HESH gun. So, of course, I will show the tank with the HESH gun at some point in these OP replays. And maybe I'll do a separate video with the different gun. But we'll see. We'll see. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsyreplays, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.